everyone. So welcome हमारा पहला इंग्लिश में टॉक इन बॉल और एयरटेल कॉकरेल का जॉइंट स्ट्रीम शो। आई एम सो एक्साइटेड। यहाँ पे हमारे साथ आलोक है साउथ स्टैंड व्यू से। आलोक, आप अपने बारे में फैंस को कुछ बताना चाहेंगे अबाउट योर जर्नी एज फर्स्ट फैन?
Yes.
How did you become one?
Yeah, yeah,
What you're doing with India Spurs, etc. सब
yeah.
कुछ अगर
Sure.
आप
Yeah,
बताओगे सबको।
yeah, yeah. Uh, so thank you so much, firstly, to invite me here. It's always fun. It's always nice to talk about Spurs, especially with fellow Spurs supporters. So firstly, yes, thank you so much. Secondly, yeah, about Tottenham, I started in 2007-8 season. 2007-8 season से I've been following Spurs now. Long journey है तब से. I started. I actually fell in love with Ledley King. Berbatov. Berbatov was our striker when I started watching Tottenham.
Yeah,
Then
he
of
had this
course next
wave.
season,
He was just
yeah,
the best. I loved it.
yes. And then there was of course Harry Redknapp era came, and Modric and Bale. I think there's something about Spurs that I really loved, and yeah, since then shuru hai. It's been 15, 16 years of hope, of agony, of anger, of everything that this Tottenham journey has given me. And yes, I've been with India Spurs for the last 7, 8 years now. But as a chairman, I've been working with India Spurs for the last 6 years, since 2017, and I work with the club for different supporters clubs in India. There are 19 supporters clubs in India today, and it's always fun to actually be associated with the club and actually be able to work with the club that you love. So yeah, that's the long and short. And I hope, but I'll keep switching between English and Hindi.
हाँ हाँ, ये मैं सबको बता दूं, ये शो दोनों इंग्लिश और हिंदी में है, बायलिंगुअल है।
Yeah,
और आप कमेंट्स को किसी भी लैंग्वेज में लिख सकते हो, हम लोग रिस्पॉन्ड करेंगे जिस भी लैंग्वेज में हम कंफर्टेबल हैं।
yeah,
इस शो का पॉइंट यही है कि इंडिया में इतने सारे स्पर्स फैंस हैं, हमारे पास बहुत आधा कंटेंट तो हमारा होना चाहिए। Honestly, there should be more Spurs channels. There should be more content on
yes,
India Spurs because
yeah,
it's just a growing football community, and
yeah,
the point था इस चैनल का कि हम ब्रिज करें इंडियन फैंस को और फैंस पूरी दुनिया में, जैसे एयरटेल
yes,
कॉकरेल के फैंस जो इंग्लैंड में हैं और टॉक
yeah,
इन बॉल के फैंस शायद अमेरिका में हैं, उन
yeah,
सबको अगर हम ब्रिज कर सकें तो
yeah,
उसका पॉइंट था इस शो का. So that is the point of this show. So I hope everyone feels comfortable speaking whichever language, and it'll be lots of fun. Let's see how it
yeah,
goes.
yeah. This is really nice though. Like my channel, for example, is primarily in Hindi. Uh, that's of course because I just wanted to speak more about Tottenham in India, and get more football fans in India start supporting Tottenham, at least hear about Tottenham, what a guy who supports Tottenham has to say about not just his club, but Premier League in general, but Champions League in general, and then the preferred language automatically becomes Hindi in India. But it's always nice to then collaborate with somebody like you, who can bring fans or subscribers or basically of viewers of different channels from different countries. So it's actually a really nice initiative that you have started.
So let's just see कि कोई comments में कौन-कौन है. Ellie, thank you so much. Ellie ने काफी इस शो को प्रमोट किया है. Adrian as well. Thank you so much for promoting the show.
Wow.
There's some people from my family. Let's forget them. Audio artisan बोल रहा है शुभ दोपहर आपको भी audio artisan.
Yeah.
Kyuzali बोल रहा है big up. Anita, Daniel E, Jim, love Jim. Nick, Mr. M, एलटेल कॉकरेल को प्लीज सब्सक्राइब कीजिए, टॉक इन बॉल को प्लीज सब्सक्राइब कीजिए, और
Yes.
अगर वो हो जाए तो उसके बाद साउथ स्टैंड व्यू को जाकर सब्सक्राइब कीजिए प्लीज. जितने भी सब्सक्राइबर्स मिल सकते हैं, हम लोग कोशिश करते हैं कि हम आपके लिए अच्छा कंटेंट बनाएं, तो अगर हम इतनी मेहनत कर रहे हैं तो आपको फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट है, प्लीज सब्सक्राइब कीजिए, लाइक कीजिए,
Yeah.
और उससे भी आपका मन नहीं भरा तो आप सुपर चैट कर सकते हैं। अब जो जो सुपर चैट करता है वो लाइन में पहले खड़ा हो जाता है। तो मिस्टर एम,
Yeah,
okay, the
there's a few
referee
questions.
में we'll do that later. Jim, Mannat, Ayush, Ben, Abhay, Kundan, thanks so much all for all tuning in.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get down to the game
Yeah.
that happened yesterday.
Yeah.
आपको क्या लगता है? What was the performance
Yes.
like?
Uh, uh, I think it looked like one of our worst performances this season. Like in terms of performances, I'm not talking about the result. But it looked like we couldn't actually play the way we have known Tottenham to play under Ange today. I think it felt like the uh, those flashbacks from the Wolves game, जब हम ठीक से गेम बना नहीं पा रहे थे, अटैक हमारा उतना फ्लूइड लग नहीं रहा था. Of course, Nottingham Forest also played really well. I felt they defended really well, but कहीं ना कहीं मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि we could have done better. Uh, or maybe I was just probably too drunk to notice if we were those moments of brilliance here and there. But yeah, like the goal came just before the halftime, and it was a really good goal again, like a good cross from Kulusevski, good goal from Richarlison. I think he's getting into those right positions now as a striker, जो हमें एक चाहिए. Uh, the way Ange uses his wingers, he tries to stretch the defense as much as possible with the wingers. And in that case, it's up to Richarlison or the number 10s and the number 8s or the fullbacks to actually occupy those spaces or the gaps or those half spaces in the box. So now Richarlison is actually doing that, and I'm really glad that he's now back to his form. I feel so. And then second goal again, Kulusevski, what a great strike. Howler from their keeper, of course, and really didn't expect much from him once Kulusevski had the ball. I think we knew that it was gonna end at the back of the net. But again, a good goal. But apart from the goals, मुझे ऐसे लगा नहीं कुछ हम बहुत अच्छा कर रहे थे. Bissouma, another bad bad suspension to receive, especially when we are running so thin in that midfield.
We'll talk about Bissouma, but
Yeah,
पहले
yeah.
मुझे बात करनी है इसकी,
Yeah.
खुलसेफ की, सॉरी, इसकी. आपको लगता नहीं है कि उनको मास्क लगा के रखना चाहिए? किसको पता कौन है मास्क के नीचे? whoever it is playing.
Yeah, I think definitely Kulusevski is definitely enjoying that. Kulusevski को बहुत I think he made a comment last week कि he enjoyed playing with the mask. तो I feel कहीं ना कहीं he's also क्या जो कहते हैं एंज बॉल जो अपनाना कहते हैं, he's now started getting into those right positions wherever Ange wants him to do. Over the last 3-4 games, he's actually upped his game a lot. So yeah, really excited to see how Kulusevski can be used in those number 8 and the number 10s and the number versatile player to have.
आपको लगता है कि विद कुलुसेव्स्की उनकी बेस्ट पोजीशन शायद नंबर 10 में है? काफी लोग बोल
Yeah.
रहे थे कि स्पेशली वेस्ट हैम के गेम के बाद कि वो ही कांट कट इट एज अ विंगर, विंग पे वो काफी प्रेडिक्टेबल हो जाते हैं और क्रॉस नहीं करते हैं. पर आज अगर आप देखते कल, तो उन्होंने क्रॉस किया बॉल को रिचार्लिसन के लिए. इट वाज अ ब्यूटीफुल क्रॉस, वन ऑफ दोस क्रॉसेस जिसमें स्ट्राइकर को कोई काम ही नहीं करना पड़ता है, बस सर को छू
Yeah.
जाए तो वो गोल में चला जाएगा, सो ऐसा क्रॉस उनसे ज्यादा हम लोग एक्सपेक्ट नहीं करते, क्योंकि वो ज्यादा कट इन करते हैं और फिर पास करते हैं, और कभी कभी बॉल वहां पे बॉल हमारी पोजेशन चली जाती है. सो ऑफन टाइम्स उनको प्रिडिक्टेबल्स की भी बोला जाता है फॉर दैट रीजन. तो आपको क्या लगता है, व्हाट इज हिज बेस्ट पोजीशन? हाउ डू यू थिंक वी शुड प्ले हिम?
Yeah, I think I prefer him in the in the more central role, क्योंकि he's a left-footed right winger, Arjen Robben, for example. His first instinct is always going to cut in and not actually go to the byline and make put a cross from there. Yesterday's cross also, it was an early cross. बहुत मतलब वो बाई लाइन तक जाते नहीं है जनरली, और जब भी जाते भी है कुलुसेव्स्की, तो हिज अगेन उसका फर्स्ट इंस्टिंक्ट इवन व्हेन ही गोस टू द बाई लाइन इज टू कट बैक इन. I feel it's nothing wrong. I'm not saying it's not a wrong thing for a winger, but the way Ange wants his wingers to play, it's basically जो हमने Son का performance देखा against Newcastle. That's how Ange wants his wingers to play. Stretch the defense as much as possible. Go to the byline. Try to put in cross from there. Uh, and I think that's something Kulusevski unfortunately can't do. So I prefer having Brennan Johnson on the right. Brennan Johnson जब लेफ्ट में खेलते हैं तब मुझे उतना शार्पनेस नहीं दिखता उनमें, बट जब वो राइट में खेलते हैं डेफिनेटली यस, आई लव Brennan Johnson on the right, Son on the left and Richarlison in the center, and currently of course Kulusevski in that number 10 role. But it will be funny to like, it will be really fun to see कि जब मैडिसन वापस आता है तब how are we going to stack our midfield then? Because Madison रहेगा, बेंटांकुर I think February तक वापस आ जाएगा, Bissouma, Sar, there are too many people in that midfield now. So I think that's where I feel कि Kulusevski शायद wing पे ही use होते रहेंगे once we have Madison और बेंटांकुर जब वापस आ जाएंगे. But तब तक I think his best position is to play centrally. He really does well for us centrally.
हाँ, मुझे लगता है कि कुलू हमारा मैडिसन रिप्लेसमेंट है, कि हम क्रिश्चियन एरिक्सन की जाने के बाद हम लोग क्राई कर रहे थे कि क्रिएटिव प्लेयर नहीं है, क्रिएटिव प्लेयर नहीं, फिर मैडिसन आ गया, पर वो काफी इंजरी प्रोन रहते हैं. लेस्टर के करियर में भी उन्होंने काफी इंजरीज देखी हैं, तो मुझे लगता है कि कुलू इज जस्ट वन ऑफ दोस प्लेयर्स जो can come in and both of them can play a role. And itni sari football ho rahi hai, we need two tens. I don't think we can do it with just one ten. Clearly हमारे team में दिख ही रहा है injury crisis उसकी, तो I think that is Kulu's best position. Winger के तौर पे I think it's better to have people like Brennan Johnson also because their speed helps wing पे. Kulu hold up play में इतना अच्छा है, पर उसकी speed ज़्यादा नहीं है, तो I think for that reason, I would prefer someone like Brennan on the wing. Okay, let's just go to some comments. Daniel Lee बोल रहे हैं, if Kulu keeps putting in crosses like that, Richie goal tally will improve quickly. That is true. Richarlison के बारे में आपकी क्या राय है?
I think एक number 9 कर्स है टॉटनहम में फिलहाल. पिछले 10 साल से वो कर्स शुरू है. आई थिंक एडेबायो और जाते जाते कुछ करके गया, पता नहीं. Not that he wore the number 9 jersey, but he used to be our main striker. But ever since that, एक भी स्ट्राइकर चलता नहीं है टॉटनहम में. Whoever wears the number 9 jersey always has an issue. We have seen that with Soldado. We have seen that with Janssen. Then of course the season that Gareth Bale actually came and wore that number 9 jersey, even that season unfortunately I mean he did well, but then COVID happened and like everything that that was supposed, like we were so excited about just having Gareth Bale at the club, but वो नहीं हो पाया. तो Richarlison is also, I wouldn't say that he is he's good as of now. I mean, he hasn't given us anything to say that. But what I feel is that I can see that he's trying. I can see that he wants to be successful. I can see that he's just not here to earn his wage and then go to another club whenever he feels the right time comes, right? He really wants to be successful here. And now that Ange has come, and I think the way he uses his strikers, I think Richarlison can do well in this system. But again, jury is still out. Matlab, I mean that signing hasn't been successful so far. That's not to say that it won't be, but currently it's not that great for us. but yeah, he's trying, and I'm really glad that he's trying, and he wants to keep trying for Tottenham.
हाँ, मुझे भी लगता है जैसे कि रिचार्लिसन का ऑलवेज वो मूवमेंट रहा है, पर
Yeah,
वो
yeah,
हमेशा थोड़ा-सा जल्दी या थोड़ा-सा लेट पहुँचते हैं, व्हिच इज़
yeah,
व्हाई ही ऑलवेज मेसेस अप द गोल समहाउ। पर
yeah.
क्या पता शायद वो उसकी इंजरी की वजह से हो, नाउ ही इज़ बैक फ्रॉम ऑपरेशन, तो
Yes.
क्या पता अब वो मूवमेंट का टाइमिंग ठीक हो गया हो सिंपली बिकॉज़ ही इज़ नॉट प्लेइंग विद पेन। वो
Yeah,
भी होता है कभी कुछ प्लेयर्स जैसे सोनी के साथ हमने लास्ट सीज़न में देखा।
yeah,
तो परहैप्स अब मैं उसको कुछ और मैचेस दे रही हूँ बिकॉज़ ही इज़ नाउ परफॉर्मिंग वेल। होपफुली अगर वो अच्छा करे तो फिर हमें समर में एक और स्ट्राइकर ढूँढने की ज़रूरत नहीं है बिकॉज़
yeah,
आई फॉर अ लॉन्ग टाइम सेइंग कि हमें कोई और स्ट्राइकर चाहिए, हमें स्ट्राइकर चाहिए, हमें स्ट्राइकर चाहिए। मैं लोगों को तंग कर कुछ कुछ चीज़ें होती हैं ना जो अपने पेट प्रोजेक्ट होते हैं। मेरा था हमें स्ट्राइकर चाहिए क्योंकि वो हैरी केन रिप्लेसमेंट हम मिस करने वाले थे वो 30 गोल। तो
yeah,
मुझे लग रहा था कि हमें गोल स्कोरर चाहिए जबकि आई लव सनी बट आई स्टिल फील कि वो गोल स्कोरर नहीं है।
yeah,
शेन एसएन बोल रहे हैं कि कुल्लू मनाली इज द गोट। यस यस ही
yeah.
इज। Nishant Rana is saying, "Hello guys. I think few smart signings would be good for Spurs as players who play in La Liga can adapt to any system." Um,
Well, I mean, there's no hard and fast rule. We saw that with Brian Hill, not being able to perform at the levels that we expect. Uh, I mean, there are few players that I would love for Tottenham to go for, but currently, again, I don't want to comment about it, and जो भी है जैसे भी है, I think we will have at least for every position that we want to strengthen in the month of January. I think we will have at least 5 to 6 options for that one position. Like I think we are going at least for like 5 6 center backs together. उसमें से जो best रहेगा हमारे लिए with the money and the right profile, I think we will buy that center back. We'll sign that center back, and I think the same thing will happen with the midfielder or the forward. We will have at least 6 to 7 options readily available at our scouting system currently, because I think the way our scouting system has been developed now in the last 1 or 2 years, it's amazing. It's amazing.
आई एग्री। मतलब अगर आप विकारियो को देखो, वैंडरवेन को
Yeah,
देखो,
yeah,
दीज अमेजिंग प्लेयर्स जो पैराटीची के अंडर आए हैं, और अभी
yeah,
लेट्स सी कि ये जो लैंगर वगैरह जो अपॉइंटमेंट्स हुए हैं उसके साथ क्या होता है। होपफुली
yeah.
विल सी अ गुड ट्रांसफर सीजन।
Yeah.
मिस्टर एम पूछ रहे हैं, इज देयर अ बिग टॉटनम फॉलोइंग इन इंडिया? आप चेयरमैन हो, आप
Ah,
बताओ।
it's definitely not as big as the traditional top four teams. United, hands down, has the biggest fan base in India, followed by Arsenal, Chelsea, and Liverpool. Uh, City, of course, now increasing, but I think they're still probably slightly bigger than Tottenham today, slightly. And those fan bases have only propped up in the last 7 8 years, because I remember when we used to have joint screening with City fans in India, in Mumbai especially. There used to be about 40 50 of us in the screenings, and about 5 6 of the City fans used to be there. But I think the City fan following is now increasing in India because, of course, the trophies and everything, right? The new generation starts following these clubs, especially because of Pep and KDB and Haaland and all of that. Uh, so it's not as big, yes, but yeah, it's growing. It's growing. I think we have thousands of fans in India, and that we know of course, who are a part of the supporters club. But there are many, many, many who don't even know that this such supporters club exists, and they want to just keep following Spurs without having to anything to do with the supporters club per se. So yeah, so like I think yeah, it's growing definitely, and it's good to see Tottenham fan base grow in India, especially in the last 10 years.
आई नो। मतलब मुझे भी ऑनेस्टली आई बीन अ स्पर्स फैन फॉर ऑलमोस्ट 20 इयर्स, पर मुझे भी पता नहीं था कि ये सपोर्टर्स क्लब एग्जिस्ट करते हैं जब तक लेडली और ऑजी इंडिया नहीं आए
Yeah,
ऑनेस्टली।
yeah,
तो if anyone is watching जो Spurs को support करता है but is not affiliated to the supporters club, please आप
Yeah.
at India Spurs ट्विटर पे जाइए, या फिर अगर आप बॉम्बे में हैं या दिल्ली में हैं तो at Mumbai Spurs, at Delhi Spurs,
Yeah.
according to your city आप ढूंढ लीजिए. There are many
Yes.
supporters clubs in India, और वो काफी सारी चीजें करते हैं, स्क्रीनिंग्स ऑर्गेनाइज करते हैं, डिस्कशंस करते हैं साथ में, वेरी they're very active on WhatsApp, fighting with each other
Yes,
over
of
किसको
course.
ट्रांसफर सीजन में लेना है, किसको नहीं लेना है.
Yes.
Shout out to Mumbai Spurs and Delhi Spurs, the two Spurs
Yes. Yeah.
supporters groups that I am part of. Um, सुशांत, मैं आपके क्वेश्चन पे आती हूँ थोड़ी देर में. आई हैव नॉट फॉरगॉटन अबाउट इट. अमान, मन्ना, थैंक्स फॉर बीइंग हियर. अगर we really needed a page for us Indian Tottenham fans.
There
बहुत
is
सारी
India
pages.
Spurs. Yeah. Please,
Yeah.
please follow India Spurs. Please follow. I don't know which city you are a part of, Abhay, but wherever you are, you will find a supporters club in India today. There are about 19 supporters club in different states, different cities, and if a supporters club does not exist for your city or your state, there is one separate India Spurs WhatsApp group which we have created especially for these fans who don't have a supporters club in their state or their city. So just hit us up on India Spurs fan, and somebody will reach out to you then.
ये मेरा दोस्त है, sorry.
Yeah.
um, okay, so let's go on to the next thing I wanted to talk about,
Yeah.
which is by the way, everyone, ये जो banners बने हैं, they're all based on songs that Mumbai Spurs fans have come up with. जो Mumbai Spurs fans are very like excited, great Spurs fans जो कि गाने बनाते हैं अपने बॉलीवुड वाले for all our players. So it's a very exciting time. अगर आप लोग अपने सिटी में अपने प्लेयर्स के लिए सॉन्ग्स नहीं बनाते हो तो प्लीज गेट गोइंग. Let's see more content coming out of India with like appreciation for our players. But yeah, Vicario, any thoughts?
Hands down the best goalkeeper this season. Allison comes like it's between Allison and him, to be really honest. We didn't think that इतना अच्छा गोलकीपर हमें मिलेगा, स्पेशली जब हम राया को साइन करना चाहते थे और फिर देन वी साइन दिस पर्सन एंड देन एवरीबॉडी थॉट ऑफ कोर्स के 17 मिलियन में हम खरीद रहे. डैनियल लीवी इज अगेन गोइंग फॉर अ चीपर ऑप्शन एंड देन विल हैव टू रिप्लेस हिम अगेन इन 2 years time, blah blah blah. But and of course the way he started off in the preseason, he looked a little shaky. Brentford game, I think the first game that he played, he again looked thoda shaky. But then the United game came, the save that he pulled off Casemiro, I think that just showed what kind of player Venom is. And yeah, वहाँ से फिर I think game that game we can see that he's just getting more and more improved. That Chelsea game, the way, especially because we were playing such a great high line, the way he was sweeping, the way he was coming out of the box, extremely nice to see a keeper do that at Tottenham. मैं जब से देख रहा हूँ Tottenham में, we have never had a sweeper keeper at Tottenham. There was a Paul Robinson, and then there was Lloris, of course. Even our backup keepers कभी भी ऐसे sweeper keeper नहीं थे. तो finally it's good to see modern football. आपको you need to have a keeper with good feet. जैसे आप मॉडर्न फुटबॉल डीएम के बगैर, मतलब डिफेंसिव मिडफील्डर के बगैर नहीं इमेजिन कर सकते. सिमिलरली आप मॉडर्न फुटबॉल एक ऐसे कीपर के साथ मतलब बिना इमेजिन नहीं कर सकते कि जो गोलकीपर अपने पैर से अच्छा करता नहीं है या फिर द डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन इज खराब है उसका. लॉरिस हैड दैट प्रॉब्लम. Whenever anybody passed ball back to Lloris, I used to be, oh no, not now, because he was always, ऐसा लगता था कि उसके पैर में बॉम्ब फेंक दिया है and he doesn't know what to do with it, and immediate his first instinct is to just kick the ball out of the box as soon as possible. That's not the case with Vicario. He's extremely nice with his feet. Saves, his shot stopping, the way he like the that leadership at the back end. क्योंकि एक कीपर ही ऐसा एक प्लेयर होता है जिसको एट ऑल टाइम्स पूरा पिच दिखते रहे तो होता है, उसको सब पता होता है कि कौन से पार्ट में क्या शुरू है, बिकॉज जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ द वे where he stands and the view that he has of the pitch, right? So the way he holds our backline, because हम इतना highline खेलते हैं, it's really important for that leader to be there in the box, like Vicario. Keep shouting all the time. If you see the games, he's always shouting at players, defenders especially, to tell them कि यहाँ पे देखो, वहाँ पे देखो, ये चालू है, वो चालू है. I think overall it's a really good signing. I think we are set for that position for the next 6 years at least. He's 27, so I think 34 तक वो आराम से यहाँ पे रह सकता है, because goalkeepers peak थोड़ा late. I think it's good to have him at his peak. Next साल मेरे ख्याल से उसका peak है होने वाला है, and I'm really glad कि वो हमारे पास है.
Yeah, I तो agree completely. मेरे लिए सबसे बड़ा जो स्टैट है जो मुझे दिखाता है कि हाउ वेल विकारियो बैकलाइन को ऑर्गेनाइज करता है, वो है कि वी हैवंट कंसीडर्ड अ सिंगल गोल फ्रॉम अ कॉर्नर दिस ईयर, व्हिच जो हम हमारे लिए काफी मतलब वीकनेस रही है. सेट पीसेस, कॉर्नर्स, दीज आर वीकनेसेस फॉर अस. एंड अगर हमने एक भी गोल कॉर्नर से कंसीड नहीं किया तो वो मार्क्ड इम्प्रूवमेंट है हमारे लिए. और अगर आप मतलब विकारियो को अदरवाइज भी देखें, वो जो भी मॉडर्न गोलकीपर के स्टैंडर्ड्स हैं, यू नो, गुड ऑन द बॉल, स्वीपर कीपर, कैन प्ले हाई लाइन में, मतलब ऑलमोस्ट कभी कभी तो विकारियो हमारे लिए चेल्सी गेम में तो वो हमारे लिए सेंटर बैक था. लिटरली ही वाज प्लेइंग ऑलमोस्ट एट नियर द हाफवे लाइन. इतना अमेजिंग था ना वॉच करने के लिए. आई नो वी लॉस्ट दैट गेम बट इट डजंट फील लाइक इट. So Colin पूछ रहा है, do you think we can beat any team in the league when we have our full team, no injuries?
Absolutely.
Sorry, one sec. Since Colin ने question पूछा है, I'm reminded that everyone please subscribe to Talk in Ball and to El Tel Cockerel. आपको उनका इंग्लिश कंटेंट देखना है तो they make some amazing English content, तो आप वो भी देख सकते हो. But otherwise मैं भी हूँ यहाँ पे. we'll be continuing to make this and trying new things with in Hindi as well. और प्लीज साउथ स्टैंड व्यू को भी जाके सब्सक्राइब कीजिए, बट मोस्टली इस शो को लाइक कीजिए. इट रियली हेल्प्स विद योर एल्गोरिथम. या आलोक, डू यू थिंक वी कैन बीट एनीथिंग?
Yes, why not? I think we have one of the best starting 11 in the team, in the league today. We don't have the bench strength unfortunately, but अगर हमारा जैसे कॉलिन ने लिखा है यहाँ पे कि if we have our preferred starting 11 and if we have no injury scare etc, I think we can beat any team. And we could see that till that Chelsea game. I think Chelsea game also first 5 10 15 20 minutes जब हम full 11 के साथ खेल रहे थे, I think we could have scored at least 4-5 goals against them if that had just stayed like the same, right? But कहीं ना कहीं discipline issue है हमारे टीम में. It's not just about injuries, but the way our players are getting suspended again and again. Of course, we'll speak about it. There has to be some control over it, and I think then Buck then stops at Ange Postecoglou. So let's see how it happens. But yes, to answer this question, I think we can beat any team if we have our starting 11.
अच्छा, Adrian बोल रहे हैं, I believe Spurs fans have woken up to how good Kulusevski is and how important he is to the team. That's true. हमने ये अभी address किया था. Richarlison's timing to jump for the header and score was perfect. Very true. Jim बोल रहा है, so funny you speak some in English and some in Hindi. My Greek friends do the same.
Is that Greek friend Ange Postecoglou, Jim?
Yeah, I wish it was Ange Postecoglou. फिर हम भी शायद Ange Postecoglou को जान पाए. But Jim, it's true. Us Indians, we can't make up our mind. We keep switching between languages. Also because we have so many different languages in our country, and everyone knows one or two at least. So we keep switching in and out.
Yeah.
So, um, uh, hey, good morning, Bobby. Good morning, Kate. Um, good morning, Talking Ball. Sahir saying awesome stuff, Ash. Um, Nandagopan Nandagopan Nair is saying and said he wants to get the deals done early. Hopefully, that's the case with players leaving for AFCON and Asian Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think last we saw it in the summer as well. That we have started getting the deals done early now, and it's not the case this year. I think last season के अभी आप signings देखोगे, रिचार्लिसन आई थिंक हम लोग ने बहुत जल्दी साइन कर लिया था. जुलाई एंड तक आई थिंक वी हैड ऑलरेडी साइंड रिचार्लिसन इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग, या जून एंड तक, आई डोंट रिमेंबर एग्जैक्टली, बट बेसिकली एवर्टन हैड टू बैलेंस देयर बुक्स बिफोर दैट सर्टेन टाइम डेडलाइन, तो हम लोग ने रिचार्लिसन को ऑलरेडी साइन कर लिया था. आई थिंक बिसुमा वाज आल्सो साइंड वेरी क्विकली लास्ट सीजन अंडर Antonio Conte, of course. So Daniel Levy is showing now that he can change his what you can call it, is his transfer strategy, and we saw it again this summer as well. The way we got Madison, Vicario very quickly, and of course we had to wait for that centre back because I think मेरे ख्याल से कुछ due diligence शुरू था पीछे कि तोड़ीबो को ले या फिर वैन डे वेन को ले, and I think because of that eventually we had to basically stretch that transfer थोड़ा लंबा. But even in January I think, अगर जितना मैं जानता हूँ मेरे ख्याल से काम ऑलरेडी पीछे शुरू हो चुका है, और विंटर ब्रेक से पहले डेफिनेटली हमारे दोनों साइनिंग आ जाएंगे, विच इज अराउंड 12th और 13th ऑफ जनवरी.
होपफुली बिकॉज अभी तो हमें बहुत ही जरूरी हमारे लिए कि जल्दी आए साइनिंग्स, स्पेशली क्योंकि हमारा सेंटर बैक सिचुएशन काफी मतलब टेन्युअस है. एक भी सेंटर बैक को अभी इंजरी हो गई तो इट बिकम डिफिकल्ट, बट देयर इज सम गुड न्यूज विद दैट क्योंकि वैंडरवैन इज बैक टू ट्रेनिंग इन ऑन ग्रास. एंड बेन डेविस को मैं फुल क्रेडिट देती हूँ कि उन्होंने काफी मतलब लास्ट 2-3 मैचेस में काफी अच्छा रोल निभाया है. There were no mistakes and I always thought about Ben Davies like that कि वो काफी मतलब एक steady से sobering से influence है, you know, like he doesn't do too much wrong जब उसको वो टीम में खेलते हैं. I always felt that about him. तो Nishant Rana is saying, I think Kane left the club at the wrong time. Kane up top, the system would have been 2 more level up. आपको क्या लगता है? Yeah.
There is never a right time for a player like Kane to leave. Uh, if we had been doing really badly, हम वही कहते कि Kane should have been here. We could have done better with him. He would always add something more to any system in the world. So there is ideally no right time for Kane to leave this club. But yes, शायद हमारे थोड़ा बहुत हमें मेरे ख्याल से चेंज करना पड़ता एंज पोस्टेकोग्लू को अपना सिस्टम. सी एंज पोस्टेकोग्लू का स्ट्राइकर है जो आइडियली कभी भी ड्रॉप बैक नहीं करता. His strikers are not supposed to drop back ever. Like if you see his Japanese football, if you see his Celtic ka football, his strikers supposed to stay in the box, in and around the box at all times, and that's where he likes to stretch the defense. He uses his striker to stretch the defense as much as possible. It's the number 8s and the fullbacks who occupy the central spaces. Now, if अगर केन होता सिस्टम में तो वी नो हाउ मच केन लाइक्स टू ड्रॉप बैक, एंड इट्स हिज इंस्टिंक्ट मोर लाइक. उसके पास अगर बहुत ज्यादा पासेस नहीं जाते हैं तो ऑटोमेटिकली केन ड्रॉप बैक करना शुरू हो जाता है. आपने वो बायर्न म्यूनिख के साथ भी देखा हुआ है, हमने वो इंग्लैंड के साथ भी देखा हुआ है पहले. Ange Postecoglou would have had to change his system a lot if Kane was still here. He wouldn't stay up top at all. But I'm not saying कि खराब होता या मतलब बेहतर होता या खराब होता, ये मुझे नहीं पता, बस डिफरेंट होता. This wouldn't be the same style of football that we are seeing today. We would have played with Kane. पर मेरे ख्याल से of course Kane होता तो would have been the perfect thing. But I think it's good. He can start afresh, and Tottenham can now start afresh.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree as well.
Yeah.
अनिर्बान पूछ रहा है does Tottenham need defensive add-ons replacement? ये हमने अभी डिस्कस किया था कि सेंटर बैक शायद ट्रांसफर विंडो में हमें चाहिए
Yeah.
होगा.
Yeah.
Any other defensive add-ons you think that we need?
No, I think I don't see anything happening in January. It's just one center back. Because of these stupid injuries and suspension now, मेरे ख्याल से एक ये रहेगा, एक मिडफील्डर शायद हम ले शायद वी विल गो फॉर अनदर मिडफील्डर एंड अ फॉरवर्ड. तो मैक्सिमम 3 साइनिंग्स मुझे दिखते हैं जनवरी में.
Daniel Lee बोल रहा है, well, we'll see if Levy is serious because Ange just told him how he wants it done. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Everyone's saying hi to each other. Love the show. Let's make it number one sport. Football the number one sport in India. I hope so. कभी मुझे भी देखना है कभी कोई जैसे सॉन्ग ह्यूमन खेलता है साउथ कोरिया के लिए और प्रीमियर लीग के लिए, मुझे भी देखना है एक दिन जब एक इंडियन फुटबॉलर स्पर्स के लिए खेले या फिर कोई भी प्रीमियर लीग टीम के लिए खेले. Okay, back to our what we were going to discuss. Red cards. Do we have a disciplinary issue? Hamara,
Yeah.
Do we?
Yeah, it's bad. And I mean, the Chelsea game. Even before that, Bissouma got a red card in that Luton game. He was already on 4 yellow cards already in the first 6-7 games itself. He got a red card in Luton's game. Of course, I think he missed the Chelsea game. Yeah. And then he came back in that Wolves game and he got a yellow card again. And then he missed of course the Villa game. It's extremely poor. आपका जब मिडफील्ड वैसे भी रन मतलब थिन रन कर रहा है बिकॉज आपके पास प्लेयर्स नहीं है, and then you get a red card in a Luton game because of a dive. Extremely poor. The Chelsea game, I think we lost our heads after that offside goal that Son scored, and then Udogi went through some Chelsea players' legs. He almost got a red there, but I think he only received a yellow. Then Christian Romero started making stupid fouls. फिर उसको रेड मिल गया. Then Udogi again got a second yellow. We again missed them for the entire November और December में भी starting के एक मैच basically सिटी का मैच जो था रोमेरो नहीं खेल पाए थे वो. And it just shows कि अगर ये आपके important players अगर ऐसे red cards लेके continuously unavailable रहेंगे तो you can't trust them. You can't build your team around players who can't be available. Injuries होती रहती है. Injuries is a part and parcel of the game, and injuries आपके कंट्रोल में नहीं होती. वैंडेविन का हैमस्ट्रिंग पुल होना उसके हाथ में नहीं था. मैडिसन का पैर टूटना अनफॉर्चुनेटली उसके हाथ में नहीं था. तो इंजुरीज मैं समझ सकता हूँ. You can still build your team around players who sometimes get injured, but you can't build a team around players who don't know how to stay available through disciplinary actions. It's another red card for Bissouma now, and I think it's the second red card. तो मेरे ख्याल से बैन लंबा ज्यादा रहेगा. It's a direct red card also, तो I think मेरे ख्याल से 4 मैचेस का बैन रहेगा उसको. That means he will miss the entire holiday period. और ये स्पेशली हॉलीडे पीरियड या हॉलीडे पीरियड में स्पेशली ये प्रॉब्लम होता है कि आप एवरी 3 दिन मैच खेलते हो. अब हमारे टीम को एवरी 3 दिन मैच खेलने की आदत नहीं है. दैट मीन्स वी आर गोना रन वेरी थिन इन दैट मिडफील्ड. It's going to be back to Skip, Højbjerg. Lo Celso is injured again. Who are you going to play? Jamie Donnelly. These are young players. These are not ready. They are not ready yet to play 90 minutes at a level that we expect them to. और ये आगे वाले जितने भी गेम्स थे वो बहुत विनेबल गेम्स थे, राइट? एवर्टन एट होम, क्या था वो, बॉर्नमथ है मेरे ख्याल से, बर्नली है. These are winnable games, yeah. Extremely bad from Bissouma, and I hope Ange Postecoglou उसके बारे में कुछ करे.
यहाँ ऑनेस्टली जब हुआ था तो मैं भी काफी गुस्सा थी.
Yeah.
काफी ऐसे पंडित्स वगैरह बोल रहे हैं थिंग्स लाइक कि एंज का जो प्लेइंग स्टाइल है उसके वजह से कार्ड ज्यादा होते हैं क्योंकि प्लेयर्स आउट ऑफ पोजीशन होते हैं एंड दे रश बैक एंड फ्रैंटिकली ट्राई एंड लास्ट डिच पासेस में वो लोग फाउल कर बैठते हैं. बट पर्सनली आई डोंट सी इट. व्हाट डू यू थिंक?
I think it's down to temperament. Like I can see fouls and yellow cards are a part and parcel of the game. I do understand that. ठीक है, आपको कभी ना कभी गेम में रेड कार्ड येलो कार्ड मिलेंगे, बट ये रेकलेस टैकल्स के वजह से नहीं. रेकलेस टैकल्स, कल का बिसुमा का टैकल, इट्स ही हैज नो रीजन टू हैव हिज लेग दैट हाई. ही एब्सोल्युटली हैज नो रीजन. कल जब मैं देख रहा था तब मुझे लग रहा था, आई थिंक अगेन आई वाज टू ड्रंक. आई थॉट it wasn't red. I thought tabhi ke it probably is just like like orange, what you can call it. Like, it's borderline. Sometimes that will get a red, sometimes that won't get a red. He tried to pull his leg back immediately. I know क्योंकि बॉल बाउंस होते हुए जा रहा था तो इसीलिए शायद उसका पैर ऊपर था. But still, he should know better. He's not a Sunday League player. He's a Premier League player playing for one of the top teams in the world. That means you are the top 1% of the top 1% of the footballers. And if you make such stupid mistakes, what like the newcomers and the junior players, who are they going to look up to? I think it's also about the players around him, the players around these players जिनको उनको शांत रखना पड़ेगा. Right? Bissouma, now we have seen that he has a disciplinary problem. Romero, we have always known that he has that issue. Now it's the responsibility then comes down to the captain or the players around Bissouma and Romero to keep them cool, to keep them away from making such stupid. And by the way, yeah, Spurs women just scored against Arsenal. Lovely.
Yeah, I'm keeping a track as well.
Yeah. So, yeah. Disciplinary action, I think we have a disciplinary problem. और हमें बहुत ही जल्दी ये निकालना पड़ेगा हमारे सिस्टम से. Otherwise, you can't build a team around these players.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And I don't think वो एंज के टैक्टिक्स के ऊपर है, वो प्लेयर के टेम्परामेंट के ऊपर है. एंड ऑनेस्टली अगर आप अर्जेंटीना में देखो तो अर्जेंटीना का जो गोलकीपर है मार्टिनेज, वो रोमेरो को डरा के रखता है कि तुम अगर बुरे फाउल करोगे तो मैं तुम्हें whatever violent conduct can be done in a dressing room. तो आई थिंक रोमेरो को कोई ऐसा चाहिए जो रोमेरो से बड़ा बॉस हो टीम में. I don't think that Sunny can play that role. Hopefully हम लोग Ange will be that person जो उसको एकदम hair dryer treatment जैसे बोलते हैं दे. Elias Krishnan सिंह, वाओ बॉलीवुड वाले चैंट्स. जैसे मैंने बोला, मुंबई शाउट आउट टू मुंबई स्पर्स. आप अपने खुद के भी बना सकते हो.
Yes.
Kate is saying, I'm sure. Okay, Kate is talking to Daniel. Ange ball versus Baz ball.
Baz ball is oh my god, is annoying nonsense. I mean, see, the thing is, as long as it's bringing us results, we are not gonna get annoyed. But there is going to come a point, let's be honest, let's be practical about it, there is going to come a point जहाँ पे ये tactics काम करना बंद हो जाएंगे. It will look like we are just attacking for the sake of attacking. And I want to see how we react to that. Right? I want to see how Ange reacts to that, because when everything's rosy, when everything's going good, you love everything about those things. It's a honeymoon period that we talk about, right? The problem is that when going gets tough, when things start getting difficult, right? And I want to see how Ange reacts to that, how players react to that, how this Spurs 2.0, Spurs 5.0 probably. पिछले हम लोग 5 साल से बहुत अलग अलग प्रोजेक्ट्स देखे हैं. So how this new Spurs reacts to those adversities is what I want to see.
Yeah, absolutely. Same here. I mean, it's that new Spurs, but I like the fact that we've had a few difficult games जिसमें हम लोग ने मतलब tricky situations देखे, injuries देखे,
Yeah,
suspensions देखे, because हमें थोड़ा सा मुझे confidence मिलता है उससे कि डिस्पाइट द फैक्ट कि अभी बसुमा सस्पेंड हुआ है, हमने
yeah,
इतने गेम्स खेले हैं जिसमें हमारे पास कोई भी नहीं था, कि मुझे
yeah,
लगता है कि फिर भी हम लोग एवर्टन के अगेंस्ट, बर्नमouth के अगेंस्ट एटलीस्ट हम लोग कम्पीट करेंगे, मोस्ट लाइकली
yeah,
हम जीत पाएंगे।
yeah, yeah,
एलायस बोल रहा है आज मुझे हिंदी एंड इंग्लिश मैशअप आइडिया मस्त लगा। आलोक तो
yes.
ये अपने चैनल पे हमेशा करते हैं, तो आप
Yeah,
प्लीज
yeah,
उनके चैनल लाइक कीजिए, सब्सक्राइब कीजिए, यहाँ पर भी लाइक कीजिए, सब्सक्राइब कीजिए, और
yeah,
एल टेल कॉकरेल पे भी जाके लाइक कीजिए, सब्सक्राइब कीजिए।
yes,
Kate is saying, Gazaniga, I miss him and his beautiful face. I know, Kate. He was the most beautiful man. I miss just staring at him. Even if he was just on the bench, it would be great. And
yeah,
Girona is doing amazingly. तो
yeah,
अभी Gazaniga एक winning team में है, तो good for him.
yeah,
निरंजन पूरा है, way to go. Ash, डैनियल ली और केट एक दूसरे से बात कर रहे हैं। Nisha saying Spurs women lead in the NLD. Just an update, 1
yeah.
nil Thomas
Martha
scored.
Thomas. Yeah, Martha Thomas
I
scored.
love
Yeah,
Martha Thomas. She's a great player. She's just
yeah,
amazing. I wish we had a striker like that in our men's team as well.
yeah,
That would be amazing. Of course, क्या पता Richarlison might come good.
yeah.
Uh, Abhay बोल रहा है, guys, what do you think about the recent narrative that football has become less creative nowadays? Does our man Ange stand as a symbol of beautiful expression in contrast to the robotic new football?
Yeah, it's
What do
it's
you
a
think?
it's a good point. It's a good point, and you can. I do a I do a show on my channel, which is a North London show where, unfortunately, not he's a nice guy. It's basically an Arsenal fan, Daksh, and it's me who do a show, and we're like very honest, we're, like it's a very nice show that you might love it. So we just spoke about that because Arteta comes from Pep School of Football, which is having very mechanical football in a sense. You all these players, you have to be at a certain position at all times. There is no freedom given to the players. You can see what's happened to the likes of Grealish now. uh, Grealish at Aston Villa and Grealish at City, two totally different players. uh, और ऐसे पोजीशन में मेरे ख्याल से अभी फिलहाल दो मैनेजर्स का मैं नाम, तीन मैनेजर्स एक्चुअली जिनका मैं नाम लेना चाहूंगा, जो अलग देख रहे कुछ करने का, अगेन ट्राइंग टू keep football the beautiful way. One is of course Klopp, right? He gives his players a lot of freedom. It's not mechanical boring football like Pep. So you would always see uh, Klopp's team playing on the front foot. So that Klopp is of course that manager. There is De Zerbi at Brighton, and of course Ange Postecoglou at Tottenham. तो ये तीन मैनेजर्स जो मुझे मेरे सामने दिख रहे हैं अभी, जो फ्रीडम के साथ खेलना पसंद करते हैं. Of course, if you see Leverkusen this season, the way Xabi Alonso is making them play, uh, beautiful football again, extremely nice football to watch. तो आई थिंक है, मतलब ऐसे बहुत सारे नए नए मैनेजर से, दे विल ऑलवेज बी न्यू करंट एंड अ काउंटर करंट. जब हम फुटबॉल ब्यूटीफुल खेलते थे तब रिजल्ट्स निकालने के लिए एक मैकेनिकल फुटबॉल स्टाइल स्टार्ट हुआ. जोसे मोरिनियो, एंटोनियो कॉन्टे, ऑफ कोर्स पेप टुक इट टू अनदर लेवल वेयर इट्स वेरी मैकेनिकल फुटबॉल नाउ. अब वो मैकेनिकल फुटबॉल को बीट करने के लिए यू विल हैव टू देन do something different again, which is this attractive style of football that we talk about. So yeah, there will always be such managers who can do this.
या आई एग्री, मतलब मुझे एक जॉय मिलता है एंज बॉल देखने में कि हम लोग कोई भी पर्सन अगर स्पेस देखे, कल मैच में ऑलिवर स्किप नंबर 10 पे था,
Yeah,
लाइक इट्स इनसेन टू वॉच कि कभी कभी ऑली स्किप हमारा नंबर 10 हो जाता है, कभी कभी उडोगी स्ट्राइकर के पास के ऑलमोस्ट रोल में आ जाता है. इट्स जस्ट अमेजिंग टू वॉच, इट्स ग्रेट.
yeah, yeah,
Hi, hello, Donna Cullen. Thanks for the update. Um, okay, who else? I'm very behind on the comments. Nena. So, Donna Cullen, did you see me on? Oh, Donna. There everyone's talking to each other. Adrian. Thank you. Clearly, that person is related to me. um, Donna. Okay, Nishant is saying, I think Kane left the club at the wrong time. Oh, we covered this. Sorry.
Yeah.
दो प्यार भरे शब्द किंग डेविस के लिए.
I've always loved him. I've always loved him. डेविस एंड ट्रिपियर, स्पेशली जब रोज और पूरी दुनिया रोज एंड वॉकर के पीछे पागल हो गई थी जब 16-17 टॉटनहम. आई वाज वन ऑफ दोस प्लेयर men, one of those Tottenham supporters who really liked Davies and Trippier instead. And Davies is one of the more intelligent players we have. His football IQ is phenomenal. Unfortunately, जो वो सोचता है वो उसके पैर अभी कर नहीं पाते. But he's still one of our better players on any given day. Bleeds Tottenham, has been with Tottenham for the last 7 years, 8 years now. I mean, whenever you put him on in any role, and he will always give his best. और मुझे ऐसे लगता है कि Tottenham is lucky to have somebody like him, and you will soon see Ben Davies in a coaching or a manager role. As soon as he stops playing for Tottenham or playing football, he will immediately start getting his coaching badges, and he will move. He'll become a manager. He has that brain to become a good manager, and you will see that from Ben Davies.
कॉलिन हिंदी में ट्रांसलेट करके बोल रहा है बिस्मा को अपने खेल में बेईमानी को खत्म करने की जरूरत है. पिक अप कॉलिन. मैं काफी बिहाइंड हूँ कमेंट्स में. आई एम जस्ट गोइंग टू सी इफ देयर एनीथिंग पर्टिकुलर. And the Greek philosopher bringing us Socrates, Pythagoras, Archimedes, Aristotle to the lane. I'm on the train. Come on, you, and that's right, Chippy. That brings us to the final topic of this show, which is Ange. आपको क्या लगता है? Ange's journey so far, the game yesterday. Do you think he got it right? Substitutions after all of it.
He's had a great start to his Tottenham career. Nobody expected Ange Postecoglou to do so well in the beginning, right? And उसके वजह से मुझे ऐसे लगना चालू हो गया कि we start believing in something, right? And Ange Postecoglou is just making us fall in love with this club all over again. We have lacked something like this at the club over the last 4-5 years. I mean, nothing against Jose and Antonio Conte. They are great managers. They have proven that they can win trophies and they have won trophies with various different clubs. But it's not, unfortunately, क्या कहते हैं ना कि it's not the Tottenham way. It's not a Tottenham way, right? So Ange Postecoglou has definitely brought the fan base together. Over the last 4 years, you would see fan base fighting with each other on Twitter, on WhatsApp, in the stadium, outside the stadium, Daniel Levy out, Enoch out, and like everything that was going around. And then this man comes and changes everything about this club, saves the fabric of this club. And I think more than the football on the pitch, I think I will appreciate Ange Postecoglou to have done this, to have actually steadied the ship. Because two London teams finished 10th, 12th last season. One was Chelsea, the other was Tottenham. Chelsea got a new manager, Tottenham got a new manager. One ship has continued to sink. The other ship is now, you can see that it has been steadied. And that's where I think the beauty of Ange Postecoglou lies. It's not about the football. It's not about the results. It's about making the players believe in something bigger than themselves. Something that they can do well. They can go for the trophies. They can play for this badge on the front of your jersey. And I think I will always appreciate Ange Postecoglou to have done that. And of course, big ups to Daniel Levy and Fabio Paratici, whoever basically had decided eventually कि हम Ange Postecoglou को hire करेंगे. There were other names like Arne Slot, uh, Nagelsmann, of course. But it's a great decision to have Ange Postecoglou at the club, and it reminds me of the way we hired Pochettino, and then went on a very good uh, run under him. So yes, I think Ange Postecoglou ने ये तो definitely अच्छा किया. About the football, of course, everybody knows, everybody is talking about his football. कि कितना बेहतरीन football है, कितना अच्छा football है. I've actually done my first video on my channel when I started my channel about 2-3 months back is about Ange Postecoglou and his style and his philosophy of football. If you happen to visit my channel, do watch that video. It's the first video that you will see. But yeah, so the idea here is that I'm really loving, like, I'm actually loving Big Ange a lot, and let's see how it goes, how it moves from here. Great communicator. We have lacked that at our club for a very long time. Again, Harry Redknapp was a very funny communicator back then, but तब से लेके अब तक हमारे पास एक वो English speaking manager नहीं था. Pochettino could not actually speak what he wanted to, क्योंकि again not a first language. Jose Mourinho, entertainer again, but like press hates Jose Mourinho. Antonio Conte, again, really not well versed with English, and communication was not one of his strength. But Ange Postecoglou is just like perfect, right? It feels like a perfect marriage made in heaven, and I'm just excited to see where he takes us now. It's going to be a nice journey with Ange.
I agree. I'm honestly the reason I started coming onto YouTube is कि मुझे ना एक lack of community feel हो रही थी कि कॉन्टे और जोसे की जो फुटबॉल है वो इतनी बुरी थी कि वो 1 बजे 2 बजे रात को उठ के मैच देखने का मन नहीं करता था. जो पहले वो पोचेटिनो के एरा में, रेडनैप के एरा में, इवन मार्टिन योल के एरा में जो एक्साइटमेंट होती थी कि हम रात के 1-2 बजे जगे हुए हैं इंडियन फैंस, अच्छे इंडियन फैंस की तरह, वो वाला जो फीलिंग था वो नहीं था. और बड़े मतलब बिग्रजिंगली हम उठते थे. पर नाउ आई फील एक्साइटेड. मैं मतलब दिन में 8 बजे से ही शुरू हो जाती हूँ कि भाई मैच का डे है. सो इट्स जस्ट very exciting to have Ange Ball and to see what it's doing to our club and to our supporters. इसी नोट पे हम लोग शायद ये शो को एंड करते हैं on our love, all of our mutual love for Ange. Hopefully we never fall out of love with him, and he continues to go from strength to strength. Alok, thank you for joining us. प्लीज अगर आप लोगों ने आलोक के चैनल पे लाइक और सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया, उसके सारे वीडियोस देखो, लाइक करो, सब्सक्राइब करो. साउथ स्टैंड व्यू, I watch Alok's channel very regularly. I've seen all his videos. So I would recommend everyone else do as well because काफी मतलब intelligent content है Alok के channel पे. Please subscribe to Talk and Ball, like this video, subscribe to El Tel Cockerel, like the video there as well. Spurs won.
Yeah, perfect. Nice note to end the stream. Yeah.
What a great way to end the stream. As always on this channel, we'll play out to the James Madison song. So okay, apparently that's not happening. Just give me a sec. Sorry.
My team has got James Madison. James Madison is what we need. Whoa, thank God we got James Madison. This kid plays ball like you would never believe. Whoa.